CIA officer Gary Bernstein breaks down the latest terror threat. Plus, hypocrisy in Hollywood? Public school advocate Matt Damon sends his kids to private school. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Mike Huckabee.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Huckabee from the Fox News studios in New York City. Well, this week, the trial of self-proclaimed jihadist and once Army Major Nidal Hasan finally got underway. That's after 4 years and $5 million of taxpayer funds to prepare for the trial. Hasan murdered 13 people, an unborn child, and wounded 32 others in a cold-blooded massacre at Fort Hood, Texas. He's continued to receive his military pay, which over the 4 years since the shooting amounts to just south of $300,000. As taxpayers, we've paid his medical bills, we provide him with legal assistance, and extraordinary security measures. Equally disturbing is that despite military rules that prohibit the growing of a beard, he's allowed to do so in order to accommodate his Muslim faith. He's allowed to pray, read the Quran, and eat halal food. Now, later in our show tonight, we're going to tell you about honorable soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen who are Christian, who are told to put away their Bibles, get them out of sight, remove any Christian references on their personal Facebook pages. About chaplains who are ordered not to pray in the name of Jesus and to take down signs that quote President Eisenhower, who said there are no atheists in foxholes, because that might be offensive to atheists. Well, it would appear that if some of the military have their way, there wouldn't be any Christians or even Jews in the foxholes, because they'd all be systematically drummed out of military service. Look, I think we should accommodate people who adhere to Islam or Hinduism or Judaism and who serve in the military. The First Amendment is all about the freedom to believe, to worship, express, even disagree. But why are Christians in the armed services singled out for discrimination? When I visited Gitmo a few years ago, I was taken aback by the level of accommodation that we made for the Muslim detainees. They were given an opportunity to pray 5 times per day on their rigid schedule. They were given a prayer rug. They were provided with a Quran, and they were fed only hot and freshly cooked strict halal meals, which cost over $14 a day to prepare. The brave American servicemen who guarded them were fed sandwiches twice a day and only 1 hot meal. Their total food cost were about $4 a day. I was outraged that the detainees were given better food than the soldiers who guarded them. Nidal Hasan sits in a courtroom wearing the same uniform of the soldiers he murdered. His uniform is marked by a flag that he no longer respects. He's also renounced the military in favor of what he calls his jihadist brothers in the Taliban. Now, we go to great lengths to make sure we don't offend his sensitivities. But I'd like to know when we're going to respect the sensitivities of servicemen and women who were murdered or wounded by that monster. When are we going to have some respect and accommodation for those who are Christian or Jewish? Look, I'm glad we find racism repulsive. We ought to stop discrimination when it's because of someone's religion, ethnicity, race, or beliefs. But it ought to apply to everyone, including Christians. Not everyone but Christians. Well, you can argue about the president's ability to lead, or the Democrats' performance, or lack